Good evening, beautiful people. Welcome to the 92nd recording of the
Holy
Geekly
cow.
Goods Roundup. Our fearless leader, Leo, unfortunately won't be with us tonight, but with you, as always, is myself, Loretto, and Ileana. How you
Hi.
doing, Ile?
I'm doing good. It's been a good week. I've been going back to the gym. So I'm feeling energetic. I'm feeling loosey goosey. It's been a week, so I'm ready to get into it.
Yeah, we've had not too much news, but we did have the Academy Awards announce their official nominations, which we will dig into. We got a fresh new look at Superman, James Gunn's upcoming DC Studios kickoff DCU party, whatever you want to call it. Amongst other things, especially in the horror realm, which I can't wait to dig into later. Robert Eggers is just eating up all the horror projects right now. Nosferatu wasn't enough. He's going back to the well, but we'll get into that in just a few moments. We're going to do kind of an informal version of shows, movies, and TVs of the week. Really quickly, both me and Eli saw some, I was going to say contend. Well, Last Showgirl is a little bit of a contender. Presence is like more of a new film, but
Yeah.
some smaller films that, some people haven't had a chance to see yet. So let's tell us about Last Showgirl, Eli.
Okay. So I was able to go watch The Last Showgirl last week, and it finally released here in Puerto Rico. And what a freaking delight of a film. It is so I think it's kind of, and without harping on it, it is kind of what you go in expecting it's going to be, especially for, I guess, the women in the Coppola family have a distinct style. It's very dreamy and glitzy and just it's kind of a nice little sway on the dance floor. It is kind of a slow paced movie, but it is not very long. It's like an hour and a half long. And I think that tight runtime is just the perfect amount of time to be within that world. It looks absolutely utterly gorgeous. It's a very simple but kind of heart-wrenching story in a different way. I was a bit surprised with the twist that it took with the story, but I think really the standout here is Pamela Anderson. Pamela Anderson absolutely knocks it out of the park. Her performance just is so captivating and so I want to say almost childlike. Like she has this almost childlike wonder to her still, and this energy about her that is just really entrancing. And I really, really loved how the story could also reflect a little bit on an experience maybe she had throughout her career, and how she's reflecting on that now, um, kind of just exploring that addiction and almost delusion to old Hollywood glamour and fame. Really, really, really interesting things that it's exploring, and it's just gorgeous. It's just really gorgeous. I really enjoyed it, and I would watch it again. I don't know. I don't know if it cracked my top 5 of 2024, but I am a little bit disappointed that Pamela Anderson didn't get an Oscar nom
That
because
was like actually my first question.
shit.
Because I
Shit.
know she was kind of on that short list of maybe she'll get in,
Yeah. And
so you
there's
think she
definitely
deserved
a
it?
spot there that she could have had that could have been all hers, and they didn't give it to her. And I was like,
Okay.
you know what? That's a cheap shot right there. That you shouldn't have done that.
And
Because
also, just to
not only
clarify, I don't know if you
Pamela, a million other actors that
right.
gave such superior performances last year. Wow.
Right. No, actually, I'm gonna kind of dig into that when we get there. But did you say this in the beginning? Is Gia Sophia's daughter?
No, I don't know if Gia's Sophia's daughter. I know Gia Coppola is Francis Ford Coppola's granddaughter, but I don't know from which side.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'll
Because
tell you. I'll
I
tell
was
you right
trying to
now.
figure out.
I don't think it's Sophia's daughter though, because this is
Oh,
Sophia's
okay.
daughter, like 16.
I was gonna say I don't know
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
relation.
yeah.
So
See, she's the grand. See, this lady's 38. She is the daughter of Giancarlo Coppola. She's the daughter of one of the male Coppolas
okay,
from that.
okay.
Exactly. Romy Mars is Sophia's kid, who's literally 18 years old. That's the one who got grounded for using the helicopter and talking about it on TikTok.
Goodness gracious. The
That's
benefits
her. This
of
is some
such
other
a
girl. This is a grown
luxurious family.
woman. Yeah, but this is a grown
Cool.
woman. And Gia, I see your tea. I'm catching your tea. This is really good. I really, really enjoyed this. And from what I'm seeing from her filmography, I think this is kind of her biggest movie yet. She does not have a lot from her career, like a lot of big names in her career. So
Yeah.
really nice to see this. I really enjoyed her work. I'm not gonna lie. I would see something of hers again for sure.
Okay. And would you so you would recommend this film to others?
100%. Especially if you like um movies that aren't complicated, movies that really suck you into that world of this almost fantastical world of reality, because it's still a contemporary film, but it paints it in such a dreamscape, glamorous way that I don't know, I just wanna, like, sit in it and just get cozy and all this chiffon and rhinestones and taffeta, and live in it forever because it's just aesthetically very, very pleasing to the eye, and the score is absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, if you're into that kind of a vibe, highly recommend. Really, really,
You're
really good.
you're selling me on it because I wasn't running over to go see it, but
I
I'm
wasn't
curious.
either, but I was like, "You know what? It's Monday. I got nothing else going on. You wanna catch this? Okay, sure, let's do it." I was so happy we did. I really
Heck
was.
yeah.
I was like, "Wow." And again, love a 90-minute flick. Love a movie that's not too long, it doesn't overstay its welcome. Just really, really tight, script, really good performances, just all around a really, really good small scale story, but it delivers it in such a delicious way that, man, I can't say enough good things about it, truly. I really don't have any gripes with it.
You love to see it.
I'm really happy. I love walking away from a movie and loving it. I really do.
All right. And so I was lucky enough to see earlier today Steven Soderbergh's new film, Presence. A let me say this, because it is a little bit of a ghost story. It's not a full-on, horror film, but it's definitely like, a lot of people use the phrase elevated horror, and I would call this like elevated paranormal activity, if that makes sense.
Interesting.
I'd say about 100% of the film is POV, and it's from the POV of the presence in the household. And the way things unfold and the way the mystery unfolds is very delightful to see. I mean, Steven Soderbergh, his filmography speaks for itself. I mean, he has a storied history from all the ocean films to like stuff like why am I blanking right now? He did Traffic, right?
Yes, hold on.
and
I'm so
a bunch of
sorry.
other things.
I'm a terrible co-host. Yes.
And
He did Traffic, he did Ocean's 11, he did Ocean's 13, Logan Lucky,
he also
Magic
did those. He
Mike,
did a lot of those like sick movies, like Contagion, and
Contagion, he did Kimmy, he did Let Them All Talk. Ooh, Let Them All Talk is such an underrated, like, under the radar movie with Meryl Streep. I saw that with my dad, and that was so fun. That was
nice.
such a fun movie.
And for someone that like likes a lot of his films, I think this is my first time seeing him dip his toes into horror because I don't think he's ever done a different.
Yeah.
Like if you go
He
all the way
even
down,
did Aaron Brockovich. He's done so many, like, wildly different movies.
yeah.
What a
So it was kind of
career.
nice to see him jump into this, and also the screenplay was by David Koepp,
Mhm.
who he's been in the business a long time, and I think he did one of my favorite other ghost stories, Stir of Echoes, starring Kevin Bacon. So
Oh, I'm
yeah,
unfamiliar with that one.
and I
I love
think he
learning new
also
things with
did.
Lo, guys. I really do.
You're good. You're
You are
good. He
so
also
well
did.
read.
I think he also did Secret Window, if I'm not mistaken, with Johnny
Okay.
Depp.
Okay, okay, okay,
But
okay.
anyways, yeah, it's a good team, and I would say I don't want to
Love
spoil
that.
anything because it's definitely an experience.
Mhm, mhm,
Um,
mhm.
I think for the most part, the premise and the perspective works. Like I just saw Nickel Boys, which is very POV heavy as well. But
Really?
I think both directors found a very cool way to like not because it's I think it's easy to get dull with the POV when you kind of just overdo it. Same the same way that 1917 doing the one shot thing at some point it's a
Yeah.
little exhausting when you're just stuck on that one perspective. But I think Soderbergh found a really good way to break that in spots, and it's really clever the way he does it. But I think it's worth a watch. Like I said, it's not a full on horror film, but it is a little creepy. It is a very ominous, and obviously we're dealing with ghosts, so I think if you have that in you where you're kind of nervous about ghosts, it'll give you like chills, but it's not like a jump scare horror gore fest. It's definitely like a psychological thriller horror drama, if
Love
I would
that.
say. But yeah, I
Okay.
enjoyed it. And it's also nice to see Lucy Liu. She's making a little bit of a comeback here.
Love her.
Uh,
I love Lucy Liu. What a
yeah, and she
queen.
was just in what was the blockbuster she was just in?
Oh my god. Yes, I know. I know. Hold on. Good
But
lord.
it's nice to see her
I
back
gotta
around.
study behind. She was just in Red One. She was
There you
in
go. She was in
fucking
Red One, and I think like
just
the
it
year
was so
before
silly.
she was in Shazam, the second one, right?
Yes, she was.
Yeah,
She
okay, a
was
couple years ago.
beautiful, gorgeous.
Yeah,
She was the
so
best part of the movie. Her
yeah.
costume, with Helen Mirren. Ah,
I was gonna
beautiful.
say, DCE RIP, but Lucy Liu was amazing.
She was.
Um,
Always
but
is.
yeah, I would also recommend this film. I think it's really worth a watch. As long as you kind of like temper your expectations, don't go in expecting, a horrifying shining fest, But for what it is, I think it's well told, and where the story ends up was not where I was expecting to go, and I was pleasantly surprised. So
Love that. Love that. I'm really
yeah,
excited for it. I like you mentioned it before we went live and I was like, "Damn, I didn't catch it this week. I just saw The Last Showgirl," and then I checked and it hasn't released quite yet in Puerto Rico. So it is dropping this Thursday. So that is now officially this weekend's, movie theater trip. 'Cause I
nice,
also have a friend who wants to see it, and I'm like, "Okay, the time is now for the
excellent.
last January release," and I'm excited. I'm excited for the concept. I love watching horror that's different and is trying to, like, push the boundaries of the genre.
Absolutely, and honestly, I can't wait to talk to you about it because there's a lot of interesting things. I just don't wanna spoil it for our audience,
Okay,
so
we'll talk about it on next Sunday.
for
We're
sure.
circling back on this, guys.
Alright, and let's say what's up to the chat real quick. Daniel, hello, hello. He's asking, "What is our favorite song from a movie?" Eli,
From a movie. Holy
on the
cow.
spot.
I'm like, "Shit." I
You're like
can't I wanna say, I guess Wicked because, recency bias.
you're like,
It's
what
the
is a song? What is a
What is a
movie?" I don't
song? What movie? Well, damn. Well, I don't know, or do you mean original song or use of a song in a movie?
I
But if
know.
it's
See, I think
fro
this is a very broad question, but I think I could hit this on a couple of different fronts.
damn. Okay.
Um, I think recency bias, like my favorite current song is probably What Is This Feeling? Just because I'm
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah, I'm
It's my
like
shower music right now.
yeah, I'm like I guess my currently favorite song from a movie is Popular.
Nice.
Favorite use of a song, I really love, Nancy Sinatra's oh my god, Bang Bang, My Baby Shot Me Down in Kill Bill.
Nice. Love that.
That's my favorite. I think that's one of my favorite uses of a song. Anything Nancy Sinatra in a movie, I'm like, "Yes." Like, if a movie starts playing These Boots Were Made for Walking, turn that shit up. So, yeah,
Nice.
I think
Nice.
that's my answer, I'm sticking with it.
I'm trying to think of a good needle drop. I'm like blanking right now, but Edgar Wright always has really cool song
He
choices. I always
does.
love almost all of his soundtracks are fire, especially for like Baby Driver. I know Ansel's ick, but Baby Driver has some really cool music. And
Oh my
honestly, if
god.
I have to go back, like, but without recency bias, I would say like
Uh-huh.
Aladdin's music. Um,
Ooh, yeah, Atlantis music is fabulous.
yeah.
And
So
Lion
like,
King.
of course, Whole New World and Aladdin's like, what the hell is his intro song called? Like riff raff, street rat, like that whole like I gotta run, I just gotta see to
Yeah,
eat.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know the title, but we know what we're talking about, I
Okay,
swear.
okay, yeah, I like that song. So,
Yeah.
the Disney classics are always fun. So,
Yeah.
thank you, Daniel, for posing us with such a
Honorable
stumping question.
mention, honorable mention, This Is a Life, from Everything Everywhere All at Once
Nice.
is also an excellent song from a movie, and it's featuring Mitski and David Byrne. What a beautiful song. This, I think, is actually gonna be the song, like, my first dance song at my wedding. Like, this
Aw.
is a gorgeous, gorgeous song.
Okay.
Okay,
I gotta
final
listen
answer.
to it. I gotta like rehear it because I love the movie.
It's
But
the song they play at the end credits.
okay, okay.
It's oh, it's a tearjerker. It's beautiful. And of course, like Mitski like sings beautifully.
That's awesome. Thank you, Daniel. And with that being said, let's jump into the main meat and potatoes of the show. Imagine
The
the
new
music.
That's what we gotta do. We're imagining. This edit.
um, if you're just joining us, or if you're new to the show, we always take a check of the box office poll. And the box office the last couple of weeks have been pretty tame. And look, hold on before I start this. So Flight Risk debuts at number 1 with $12 million. And look, no offense to the film crew, the director, and I'm indifferent about Mark Wahlberg. I know some people don't like Mark Wahlberg, but if you asked me and I saw this poster or, and I just was looking at this film, this looks like a film I would see in like the Walmart discount bin.
Oh my
Like
god.
this looks like
This is something you dig for.
Yes, like this looks like a film, like it's like in the
Mark
bottom of like
Wahlberg
Tubi,
in a poorly
like
blended
Tubi, like, and
bald
you're like, oh,
cap.
what's this? And it's like streaming for free. Look, I'm not trying to make fun of the people that made this film, but how the hell this movie made $12 million and it's number 1 this week.
The January effect.
Yeah, it's January, so here we are. Mufasa the Lion King. They're holding steady at number 2 with 8.7 mil. Like I said, the numbers are way down. One of them Days, which was number 1 last week, drops to number 3, but they're doing really well. They pulled in 8 mil, and I think their budget was like single-digit millions. So they're way past their budget already. I think they're close to 20 something mil worldwide or whatever. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 comes in at number 4, and Moana 2 comes in at number 5. Moana 2 just crossed the Billy mark. Who would have thought? You take a Disney Plus show and turn it into a movie that people love, and even though it's not the greatest movie,
that's 2 like $1 billion animated movies in a year for Disney, isn't it?
Yeah, Disney's
Jesus.
back. They are like just they're loving it. They're loving it.
Good lord.
But I gotta ask you, Eli, until this weekend, did you even know what a flight risk was?
I clearly was at risk. I clearly
So look, I'm not trying to make fun of the movie, like I said. I think it's like a thriller. Mark Wahlberg plays like this guy that I guess he's hijacking this plane. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what it's about, but he's playing like a villain type.
You mean like Flight Plan starring Jodie Foster?
I mean, Jodie Foster was the protagonist, though, wasn't she?
Well, yeah, but
So, no, because apparently Mark Wahlberg is the bad guy, and he's like, "I'm taking your plane." I don't know.
I mean, with that bald cap.
Oh, actually, I got to do the Wahlberg accent. Like, I'm taking this plane. Say hi to your motherfucker.
Good lord! What a interesting little dude.
But I gotta say, do you have any interest in seeing this Mark Wahlberg picture?
I'm good. I will take the next flight, guys. Don't worry about it. I'm good.
For sure.
Thank you so much for participating.
And I think one thing I noticed for the current box office, I mean, obviously not a lot of people went to the movies this weekend, but I noticed that the family films are they're keeping the theater chains going here. You got Sonic, you got Moana, you got Lion King. There's a lot of things for families to see, especially if they hadn't seen it on its initial run. Hence why they're still
everyone's playing
money.
catch up right now.
Right.
Like, truly.
Right. And I think it's like if you saw Sonic first, okay, you're watching Mufasa now. Or if you missed Sonic, you're watching Sonic now, or vice versa, right?
Yeah, and maybe Mufasa keeps making money because of the whole, they created that trend, with the brother. And the kids are going on, ape shit over the brother.
I actually had to add that little. If you see Scar in the corner there, he's doing the brother. Look at his mouth. Brother.
I hate it. No. Goodness
but
gracious.
It's a pretty tame box office, you guys. People are back home just chilling. This probably won't pick up until Cap. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think anything else.
What? 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
Yeah, it's getting close. Getting close.
Lord.
Valentine's Day is coming up, and I think that'll
Scared, guys.
obviously people will
I'm
come
real
in droves,
scared.
and we'll see. We'll see how the reception is. I know people are kind of like worried about Marvel right now, but you know, we won't know
Concerning
until we know.
times. Concerning times. Very
All right,
interesting.
y'all.
All right.
So, like I said, the Academy Awards announced their nominees 2025. The Brutalist, Amelia Perez, and what was it? Honora. They're just getting all the noms. I think Honora might pull a Irishman and they might not win a single one, but they got plenty of awards. Flo surprise. Flo got international
That's a
film and
pleasant
animated.
surprise.
Yeah, and I saw it a couple weeks ago. It's beautiful. It's a
Yeah, I
wonderful
gotta catch
film.
up to it, but wow, I'm
Uh,
really, really, really excited to see it.
And I think as fans of like films and filmmaking, it's just a wonderfully told story because I mean, have you seen the trailer for it?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, it's almost like a silent film because it's like these animals aren't talking. They're not
Yeah.
anthropomorphic or whatever the word is.
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh.
And so it's
We're
a
just
lot of like,
following them around.
yeah, it's like a
Love
silent
that.
film techniques, but it's like it works for this and it's
Mhm.
great. So
The animation is gorgeous. I love when things look
yes.
painted. Like, that is incredible.
And also, I'm kind of curious because I think like I can't remember the last time like a big studio didn't win Best Animated Feature, so I think this would be really
Mhm.
cool if they got it. So
Super inspired. Honestly, as wonderful as The Wild Robot is, I think if like it would be wonderful for Flo to get the win.
heck
Like
yeah,
I
heck yeah,
think DreamWorks
and
could survive.
yeah, and they already got the Golden Globe, so it's got some like steam behind it right now.
Exactly,
So
exactly. I would love to see it, and I'm so excited for I'm Still Here, like, getting the recognition it deserves. Fernanda
yeah,
Torres getting the recognition that she deserves. She's had so much, like, good word of mouth, for her performance all year, and wow, the Latin America, like, the Latino community, the Caribbean community, like, everyone is rallying behind Fernanda Torres and this movie, and not only because it is wonderful and it's incredible, but it's kind of the general Huck scene of I don't I don't care who wins. I just need Amelia Perez to lose.
nice. Yeah, I think that's a
Yeah.
very like common sentiment right now, especially on film Twitter. But with that being said, let's jump into the acting nominees. I'm gonna list off the guys. Eli will list off the girls. So at Best Actor, we got Adrian Brody for The Brutalist, Coleman Domingo for Sing Sing, Rafe Fiennes for Conclave, Timothy Chalamet for A Complete Unknown, Sebastian Stan for The Apprentice over a Different Man, which I thought was interesting. And then for supporting actor, we got Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain. He's the front runner here. Edward Norton for A Complete Unknown, Guy Pearce for The Brutalist, who was awesome. Love to see him. Yuri Borisov.
Yuri Borisov.
Borisov, sorry. Yuri Borisov for Honora. And Jeremy Strong also for The Apprentice. You love to see the Succession boys do well. I'm a big Succession fan. So
Love
Kieran
that.
Culkin and Jeremy Strong, the Succession bros, getting 2 Oscar nominations. You love to
And
see
in
it.
the same category too.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
wild. That's
Logan
so
Roy would be proud.
cute. Yeah, look at him go. Look at him go.
And then
And
Eli, let us know about the fine ladies who are nominated this year.
all right. For Best Actress, we have Mikey Madison for Honora, the ever so talented Cynthia Erivo for Wicked. We have the incredible Demi Moore for The Substance. We have Carla Sofia Gasson for Emilia Perez. And we have the phenomenal Fernanda Torres for I'm Still Here. And for Best Supporting Actress, we have Zoe Saldaña for Emilia Perez, Ariana Grande Butera for Wicked, Isabella Rossellini for Conclave, Monica Barbaro, which was a surprise to me actually, for A
Yeah.
Complete Unknown, and Felicity Jones for The Brutalist.
I love that she snuck in. I don't know if she does like deserved it over others, but she was really good.
I think Felicity Jones is always good. I think she is a very much like meant to be a supporting actress, and I don't mean that in a shady way whatsoever, but she knows how to not take over a scene, and that's what a supporting actor does. It literally, helps support and enrich the scene, not take over and try to become the main character. You know what I mean?
I gotta ask you though, have you haven't seen The Brutalist yet, right?
No, but I
Okay,
have seen Felicity Jones in a million other movies, so
okay,
and she hasn't
okay.
really
Because
changed all that much.
well, because what's funny is
Is she different in The Brutalist?
you're 100% right until you're not.
Ooh, well, that's
Yeah, and then
interesting. But that's
yeah, there is like
interesting.
there was one scene where she kind of goes against type and she gets crazy,
Okay.
but it works in the context of the film.
Is it giving Emily Blunt and Oppenheimer?
Yeah, but more not as subtle. Because
Okay.
Emily Blunt was a
Okay.
lot more subtle.
Interesting. For
So
sure. For sure. For sure. For
no,
sure.
yeah, this
Interesting.
version is a lot more rah and loud, but it's
Okay.
deserved. It's deserved.
I like it.
So
I like it. I'm excited to catch it.
but yeah, we got some interesting snubs here. I put in Angelina Jolie from Maria. I think a lot of people were
Fucking
thinking she would get in.
100%.
And I personally was rooting for Clarence Macklin. Sing Sing's my favorite film of the year, so I was really hoping Clarence Macklin would sneak in. But were there any other snubs for you that you thought should have, or do you think this played out pretty well for the most part?
Oh my god, we were just talking about it. Oh, Pamela Anderson for The Last
Okay,
Showgirl.
so you think she
Like
should
for
have got in?
sure. I
Okay,
definitely think she should have got in, especially over Carla Sofia. Oh, 100%.
okay,
We could have gotten this could have been my opinion, in my opinion. Okay, everyone has their favorites.
uh-oh,
This could have been Fernanda Torres.
uh-huh,
Okay, this could have been Demi Moore, which are like I think the best here. Could have been Pamela Anderson. Could have been Angelina Jolie. It could have been Cynthia Erivo. I could have
mm,
lived without Mikey Madison and without Carla
yeah,
Sofia. I'm not gonna
I
lie,
knew it.
guys.
I was
I'm
like,
not
you're
gonna
taking
lie,
out Mikey,
guys.
aren't you?
I'm taking out Mikey. I don't think this is her Oscar role. I think she's a wonderful actress, but I
Yeah,
don't think this is her Oscar role. I think
yeah.
there's more. I think there's more to her than this, than
You
a
know what?
Brooklyn
I actually
accent.
agree. As someone that actually liked Honora, I don't think this was like an award-winning performance to say. I think it was a good
Yeah,
performance, but it wasn't like, oh my god, let's give her an Oscar.
it
That's
would have
kind of
been like
yeah,
Margot Robbie getting the Oscar for The Wolf of Wall Street. You know what I mean?
yeah, no,
And
absolutely,
she got
absolutely,
nominated for that too. But
yeah,
why? I don't know. It feels cheap. That's
right,
all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It feels like this is definitely the start of an excellent career for her. But even though she's been in the business for obviously for a couple of years, but ah, there's more to
you
her.
know.
There's more to her than
One
this.
thing I'm noticing, right? So with Angelina Jolie getting snubbed and also Denzel not getting in at supporting actor, I kind of like
That's
that.
true.
I like that the Academy is going with somebody like Yuri Borisov over
Mhm.
Denzel, and not
Mhm.
to say that Denzel doesn't deserve
They're
it.
different picks. They're definitely
Yes.
different picks.
Yeah.
And I hope that we still get the variety, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but there were so many other choices to keep that variety going. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that is also not even mentioning the plethora of incredible black actors and actresses that were in very good movies the last year.
Yeah.
Even
Absolutely.
last year's supporting actress winner, oh my god, Danielle, I forget her last name. She was in The Holders. She won for The Holdovers.
Oh,
And she
Daniel
was in
Deadweiler?
Danielle Deadweiler was also in another movie last year, and she also got some buzz, and people were like, "Oh my god, she got snubbed." And I'm not saying, just because she won last year, she should have been in this year. Like, if she is an excellent actress, which again, I just saw The Holdovers for the first time the other day, and I freaking loved it. It was
Yeah.
phenomenal. I loved her performance, and I was like, "Yep, I get it. I see the vision. Why are we not keeping this energy up?"
Right.
So,
You know what's
a lot of,
interesting
lot of other
too is
inspired picks we could have had.
and what's interesting too is I kind of wish Leo was here to speak on it because I mean obviously he could speak for it
Mhm.
better, but like considering they nominated Nickel Boys for Best Picture, I'm surprised none of those two
No acting
protagonists got
noms.
supporting acting noms because they were great. I just saw it a couple weeks ago, Nickel Boys, and I hate the idea, like Leo mentioned this, that it was either Sing Sing or Nickel Boys, but it couldn't be both. And
Exactly. You always have to
I think
choose one. Why?
yeah, it's like why can't we have both? It's like if the Academy had to make a choice, like oh, here's a black picture with our black nominees, like why can't we have more than one? And I think that
And
that's a
Timothy
conversation worth having.
Chalamet didn't need to be in there,
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
especially for
I
not
mean,
especially not for a complete unknown. If you were gonna have him in there, you might as well have had him in there for Dune, because I feel like that was a
right.
stronger performance.
Right, and honestly, I mean, look, I'm gonna be honest, I like Zendaya from Dune, and a lot of people thought Zendaya should have been nominated for challengers. I liked her in Dune, but I mean,
They were both really
uh,
good. I think the best parts of Dune are the scenes they share together, Zendaya and Timothy Chalamet.
oh, they're so good together. They had really good chemistry, and I know
Very good
somewhere in
chemistry.
the back of his mind, Tom was like,
That's why he popped the question. He popped that he got that $200,000 ring on her finger. Good lord.
And but you know what's cool though is on the press tour, I'll be honest, Timothy was definitely giving off like friend energy, but that was cool to see. You
Mhm.
could tell like it's not like he
They're
was trying to
very,
steal
very
her or
respectful
anything.
colleagues.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, you could tell they were like work friends. Like they didn't give off like, oh, they're having an
Mhm.
affair, you know.
Nah, 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 nah.
Um
They're too
oh,
grown for that.
look at this. Tyler is rooting for Naomi Scott. He thinks she should have been on for Smile 2. I haven't seen Smile
Oh.
2 yet. I don't know if you did.
Yes, I did. I did talk about it on the show. Leo and I had, um, I, I would say, I guess, disagreeing perspectives on it. I didn't love it as much as he did, but Smile 2 did grow on me. I still find it
Okay.
overly long, but the film aside, Naomi Scott is really good in it.
Yeah, I love
Like,
her. So I can't wait to see it myself.
hauntingly good.
Okay.
Another really good another even better best actress nom than, some of these individuals that we have on the list here. But I'm not in the academy.
And since like you and your, PR critics are big on
Mhm.
substance, are you surprised Margaret Qualley got snubbed? Because that was a big surprise for me.
I'm not surprised, but my expectations were already low because
Okay.
I genuinely thought the substance was gonna get snubbed like quite
Oh,
a bit.
really? Like, okay.
I
Okay.
really it The only reason I wasn't totally, like, shell shocked was because of how well it performed at the Golden Globes. If
Yeah.
not, shocked. Absolutely shocked because it's kind of historical. Like, I genuinely didn't think Demi Moore was gonna get that nomination. And when I saw her name, I'm like, "Holy cow." Like, this is for Demi, this is for Lupita Nyong'o and Us, this is for Florence Pugh and Midsommar, this is
Yes.
so many
Tony
incredible,
Collette.
phenomenal Toni Collette in Hereditary. Like, just from the past 10 years alone, you've had effing phenomenal actresses lead incredible horror films and just completely snubbed from awards, season talk. So to see this, like, I was still like, I'm not saying, that I'm grateful. Yes, see? Leo, like,
Our
I
captain,
honestly
Mr. Geekly Goods
feel
himself.
I feel really just surprised and lucky that we even just got Demi Moore. So, Margaret Qualley getting snubbed, it sucks, but I'm not entirely shocked. But again, a Monica Barbaro versus a Margaret Qualley, come effing on. Come on, guys. Let's be so serious. Let's be grown adults about this. But I digress. Here
Right.
we are. It is what it is.
And with that being said, let's jump into Best Picture here. A really surprising list, but I do appreciate that the Academy did like. There's some big surprises for me. For example, let's go down the list here: Honora, Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave. Those are all very like. These are like the ones that have been
Safe.
buzzing. Like critic circles have been nominating these already. The Golden
Mhm,
Globes,
mhm.
obviously, but then we get like Nickel Boys, and we get I'm Still Here. We get Dune Part 2 sneaking in because I thought they were gonna get snubbed. They didn't get anything except for like
Right.
visual effects and like sound, I think, or something like that. And then of course Wicked, Amelia Perez. Those are
Mhm,
again some
mhm.
usual suspects there. Substance snuck in here, so you love to
I'm
see it.
Still Here also snuck in here. Let's talk
Yeah,
about that. That
absolutely, and
that's
it's
the international film to watch, honestly.
7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, they got the 10 already. I was kind of hoping. I'm surprised Sing Sing didn't sneak in, but it kills me that it was either Nickel Boys or Sing Sing, and it couldn't be both. So,
Sucks.
but yeah, like, have you seen I'm Still Here? I haven't had a chance to see it yet.
I'm gonna catch it. I haven't seen it entirely. We did get some for your consideration screeners for it, for the PRC Awards. But from what I've been told, it's phenomenal from the clips. It's all over my timeline. So I've been seeing like bits of it. And wow, I really, really, really am excited to finally sit down and watch it because it just looks beautiful. And just Fernanda Torres, the way I love when actresses act with their eyes and just she also has such incredible, like, um I don't know if the term is, like, stark features, like, her eyes are so round and big, and it just kinda sears into your soul, and performances like that are so fun to watch, so I'm really excited to see her, but again, like, I love seeing Brazil, I've loved seeing a Latin American, country rise to this honor, and this is their first Best Picture nom, and that's really, really, really cool to see.
Yeah, no, it's like this is a really like eclectic list of films, and I kind of noticed that minus Dune Part 2, there's no like major blockbusters or like Toy Story 3s in here. I mean, no offense,
Yeah.
But
I guess
there's a
the
really
most classic blockbuster we could say is Wicked, and even that was kind of a surprise, wasn't it, at the box office?
oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it's the number one Broadway adaptation of all time now. And
Mhm.
then kind of off topic a little bit, but you love to see that Coralie Forget got nominated for The Substance for Best Director. So that was a big one that I was rooting for.
So happy about that. I think that's my favorite nomination. That is my
Yeah, and
favorite nominee, Coralie Forget, getting her
I
Best
like I
Director nom.
literally was like, "Oh, Coralie got in."
Hell yeah.
But for you, was there any because I don't have any more slides on the Oscars. So is there anything
You're
else
fine.
that you wanted to touch on, anything that surprised you or any snubs in other
Um,
categories
I'm
minus
really,
the
really
the
happy
major ones?
more than anything, and obviously the PRCA awards speak on this, like, The Substance getting its recognition, to me, is historical. Like, I think the most historical nomination here is The Substance. You know how rare it is to see horror movies and actual, like, body horror movies, get this kind of recognition? It's insane. When was the last time I was reading the stats the other day. I think the last time something that was considered a horror movie was even nominated and much less won Best Picture was Silence of the Lambs. And
Yeah.
Silence of the Lambs is still like a detective film, and it's, one of
It's
the
not
best
even
movies
like a
of all time to
straight
me.
horror film. It's a little bit of both.
Exactly. Like, The Substance is so unapologetically horror and, body horror. Like, it's really the redemption to Titan not getting nominated for Best International Film a couple years ago. But then again,
Yeah.
France didn't submit it as their international film pick. They submitted something else, and I'm like, cowards. And that still burns me to this day because I believe truly if they had submitted it, they had a chance at winning. But
Right.
here we are. This is a really, really, really awesome win for this. Even though the Substance is probably not gonna win, it's probably gonna go to Honora or Emilia Perez. That's where my head is at. That's what
Really
I think it's gonna think. Yeah, I think it's gonna be
interesting.
down to those 2. I don't want it to be either of those 2 because I don't
Yeah.
like those films. But
I was gonna
seeing
say
how the
I feel like
Academy has
Brutalist
reacted,
I feel like
touch.
Brutalist is picking up a lot of steam despite all the controversy with the AI stuff. I think Brutalist is probably a contender too.
I think the safest bet and, like, the most crowd-pleasing bet would be Conclave getting
Yeah.
the win. I think Conclave and you know what? Well deserved. Conclave, it's very much a classic Best Picture,
Tyler
let's
said
say.
Madame Web got snubbed.
Hell no. Not
Kevin
even
Davis is
gonna joke.
on my tip. He
The
said Brutalist or
Brutalist.
Conclave.
Might
He,
be. I think those would be the ideal.
yeah.
What I think my nightmare scenario, and so far as January goes, the world is a nightmare scenario. It's Honora and Amelia Perez. I just need them to
Ugh,
lose.
right.
I could even, I'll be, I'm not, I'm not even gonna put that out there. So yeah,
How how would you feel if Zoe gets her Oscar?
sad.
Yeah,
That would suck.
unfortunate. I
That
feel
would be
like
really
Kiernan is
sad,
definitely the front
especially
runner.
for a role like that. It's like,
Right.
really?
I'll be
With your
honest.
shitty eyebrows?
I heard, I I heard some of the songs. I was like, they really like this one.
Gibberish. Gibberish. It's not even Spanish.
I think Demi Moore and Kieran Culkin are definitely strong front runners, and I'm rooting
Love
for
it.
them. I think they're both
They're
great.
so talented. They gave great performances. Those are the inspired picks.
Absolutely. And
Um,
for Adrian Brody, don't get me wrong, he's great, but I still need to see Conclave. But
mhm.
yeah, I don't know how I feel about the actor race. I know Coleman
I don't
for
know.
sure is not getting it, but
But how wonderful would it be if he did?
oh, that'd be
Like,
amazing.
what
That'd be
like,
amazing.
seeing Coleman Domingo, like, walk on that stage and get his Oscar would be my dream. Like, I feel like that would be so incredibly earned for
Would the
him,
Academy
and
do it though? Because I feel like
because 'cause they're
one
cowards. I
yeah,
don't know.
exactly. And one thing I hate about the Oscars is like for example, Sing Sing's not getting as much love as, for example, The Brutalist is. Like that plays a factor for some reason,
For sure, for
you
sure.
know.
Yeah, it is really unfortunate. I am rooting for him though. I really am.
And I think
He
this is
he's won best actor in a lot of critic circles, let me tell you. Like
right, right,
he
right,
still
and
has his
deservedly so.
buzz.
I hope
Best
so.
Cinema Feature Flow. Yeah, that would be inspired. You're hitting the nail on the head here, Kevin.
Yeah. Welcome back to the chat, Kevin. And yeah, we were talking about this earlier. And yeah, hopefully, I think that'll be a good win for Flo.
for sure. All right. Gonna be interesting. Gonna be an interesting Oscar
Yeah.
night. I'm hosting actually. I'm gonna be
Nice.
hosting an Oscar watch party. Don't know how I'm gonna.
Awesome.
You imagine if I like try to stream like with the house full of people, just like the computer in the corner, like, okay, hey guys, we're watching the Oscars and just everyone screaming.
Nice. That'd actually be kind of
We'll
fun.
see.
I'd
We'll see.
watch.
We'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll pop in.
See the
Just pop in for
yeah,
a
see the
minute.
reactions.
Yeah. That's exciting. All right.
All
Gonna
right,
be
y'all.
interesting.
Let's completely switch tracks from Academy
Smart.
Award nominated films to what really makes money at the box office. DC Studios releases a new trailer for Superman, revealing an exclusive in-flight look at David Corn's Sweat as the aforementioned Superman. And I will say this: I was already excited about the initial teaser trailer, so this was just more affirming what I'm already excited about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I personally like James Gunn's work, the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, of course. I'm looking forward to this iteration of the character. Snyder cultists aside, I think most people are pretty pleased so far. I think the Superman, the first trailer they released, I think it broke a bunch of records, right? It's like
Oh,
one of the
really?
most watched trailers ever, I guess. It's
Goodness
hitting millions and
gracious.
millions of views, kind of thing.
Okay,
Um,
okay. Really fun. Really
yeah.
fun to see.
Um,
I like that the teaser just kind of enriched or enhanced that original trailer. You
okay.
know, we didn't get anything too revealing because I think that's kind of something what's, comic book or like superhero film marketing suffers from. They've just been showing way too much, especially in
Yeah,
recent years. I'm like, damn, you're not leaving anything good for when we go into that movie theater.
absolutely.
So this looks good. I don't know. It looks like it's got the sauce, guys. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. This
And we
looks
got a
really
little bit
fun.
more Lex Luthor, which I think is important because for as
Yes.
many other characters that are in this, we need that Lex Luthor Clark Kent slash Soups rivalry. We need
We
that.
need to
So
keep that, at the forefront. We need to keep that grounded in the
yes.
story. And I hope it doesn't get lost in the sauce because I do understand and I agree with the concern that we're gonna have like way too many characters kind of
Mhm.
in the mix, but it could be kind of a James Gunn, cold open situation where it's just like, look at all these guys from a comic book for the first 5 minutes, and then they disappear or we kill them all. It could
Right.
it could
And
it could be a gag. It truly could be a gag, and I wouldn't be mad at it. I'm not gonna lie. Oh yeah, there goes Hot Girl. Oop, okay, bye, and let's get to the
yeah,
real story.
and to be fair, he's really good at giving people screen time, but not like giving them too much. Like for example, Benicio del
Yeah,
Toro's in the first Guardians. He's
yes,
not in
he
it that
is.
much, but he's in it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and I
So
love I love the collector. I love Benicio del Toro as the
he's so
collector.
weird.
He's in it for the right amount of time. He is just a kooky guy. Same thing when he was in The Last Jedi. Just a
Yeah.
kooky little guy. Love
And what
him.
kills me is Benicio is such an interesting person that he could just literally just be himself.
He
he's
really
just
can.
he's
And
just so weird.
he's such an eclectic person, and I just and just a quick parentheses. Benito. Benicio del Toro, not Benito Martinez, the other guy. Benicio del Toro, when he speaks Spanish, sounds like an entirely different person, and it is so freaking funny because he just sounds like a cool, eccentric little guy when he's speaking English, right? And when he speaks Spanish, he sounds like Jose from the Colmado on the around the corner. Like he sounds like such a Puerto Rican, like so freaking jibaro, so common.
Right.
I'm like, I love you. That's my people right there.
That's awesome.
So that was so I love people need to interview him in Spanish more often. He is so funny. He just cracks me up. I'm like, damn, he's been hiding this. He's been hiding this from the people too long.
Interesting comment from Kevin here saying very concerned that people are overhyping Superman. Doesn't always translate to the box office. Example, Mission Impossible Dead
Fair.
Reckoning. You know, I think I think Superman is such a huge property. I think we're gonna get a lot of
Hmm.
curiosity to kill the cat people on top of the die-hard comic book fans. So I think there's a base here. I think the word of mouth and the critic response will be huge.
And it's
I
also
think
the
that
tent pole of the summer. Like it's right
yeah,
smack in the middle. It's on July 11th, the release. It's right
yeah,
in the middle of the summer. I think it's going to be this year's Deadpool versus Wolverine, to be honest.
yeah.
And let me tell you something about the power of Superman IP. Little aside here. my dad, I talked to my dad yesterday, and he sent me a picture of his new T-shirt, which is like this really, really dope T-shirt of the new Superman. So it's like the S logo, but within the logo is just the sky, like a picture of the sky, and then Superman flying up. So it looks real clean. It looks real crisp. You can tell it's this new guy, right? So he went to the mall and he was telling me everyone at the mall, especially like, these teenagers and these kids kept going, "Oh my God, cool." And like saying hi to my dad and saying, "Oh my God, love your, that's so awesome." And my dad was so confused because he was like, "What the fuck is everybody talking about?" And then somebody told him, it's like, "No, it's your shirt. Like everyone loves your shirt." And apparently, like, he made such a splash because a lot of people like don't have the fresh new David Cornsweet Superman merch quite
Yeah.
yet, and I guess
No,
for some
it's
reason
not
my
a
dad
hot
got his hands.
commodity yet, but your
It is
dad's
not. I
turning into a
told my
local
dad, I'm
celebrity.
like, "You really are at the forefront of fashion." And I know my brother probably just got it for him because he saw it at Hot Topic, but but
That's even
let me
funnier.
tell you, it was so funny, but, the point of this is to show you, like, the strength of Superman IP across multiple markets is not to be underestimated, let me
Right.
tell you, and especially when Superman looks so classic like this,
Right.
I wouldn't I wouldn't bet against it. I'm just gonna say that. Maybe it won't hit a Billy, maybe it won't be a Deadpool, versus Wolverine, but I don't think it's gonna be a flop either.
And also, like, stepping away from film Twitter because I always my head gets so stuck into that bubble that I realize
It's easy to do.
like, film Twitter does not speak for the country. Like, there's a lot of boomers that just, "Oh, hey, Superman," and they'll just watch this
Exactly.
movie.
My dad and my dad, for
You know
example.
Yeah, moms and grandmas alike, like, they'll just be like,
Yeah,
"Ooh, Superman."
and this guy, he looks classy, he looks like he came right out of a 1940s, film.
Right,
Like,
right,
he looks he's got the hair, he's got the little waves,
right,
I
right,
can
and I
already see
think
my grandma swooning.
and yeah, absolutely, and I also think that it benefits James Gunn that he is going for that more hopeful, positive tone. I think that'll
We
resonate as
need it,
well, so, yeah.
for sure.
So, Imma be honest, I can't wait. I'm excited. Like, this teaser didn't do anything other than just affirm how I already felt, because that first trailer knocked my boots off. I was like, I'm down." It looked like a party, so
It really does, and it's gonna be such a
also,
relevant story too.
we got less crypto here, but that's okay because we got just enough crypto the first time. He's he's so
Again,
adorable.
don't give it all to me quite yet.
Yes,
Just save it.
yes,
Let's save it.
yes,
So very, 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 very conscious marketing here. I
yes.
appreciate it.
But, team crypto, I cannot wait to see more.
I'm excited. Oh, that merch is gonna go off.
Oh, yeah. See?
There
They're
it
doing good here.
is.
I think they're doing this right, so
Yeah.
all right, this is a whopper. Ryan Gosling is in talks to star in an upcoming Star Wars film directed by Shawn Levy. And let me tell you guys really quickly, side note here. Apparently, because it's negotiations, if they get Gosling to sign on, apparently this is gonna jump the line, and this is gonna be their next project that they release in theaters. Like they're gonna focus their
This is a
energy
big bet.
on this Ryan Gosling story. And this is interesting. And I think again, I'm speaking for film Twitter here. A lot of people don't like Shawn Levy. If you guys don't know, he directed Deadpool and Wolverine and Free Guy, starring the other
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds. Um, Look, I'll say this: I don't think Shawn Levy is a bad filmmaker, and I don't think he's as interesting as like a Michael Bay. But
Mhm.
I think considering what he can do and do well with like goofy little action stories, I think that might work for Star Wars. And I mean, obviously, I don't know what story this is, and I put this picture of Ryan Gosling as a Jedi because I don't know what he's gonna do, but I thought it looked cool. Um, I'm mildly curious, but look, Ryan Gosling hasn't been officially signed on. But how do you feel about Shawn Levy, Eli, and does this pique your interest at all? I know we've been talking about Star Wars for a while now, kind of on the decline. Do you think
Yeah.
this is a good move for them? I mean,
I mean, the headline feels like a Mad Lib. I'm gonna be super honest with you. Like, what?
like just fill in the blanks, like
Yeah,
this
this
guy
feels like
star in
really
this
like
movie.
Ryan Gosling, Star Wars, Shawn Levy. What kind of headline could you make with that? Hmm. It's
Right,
an
right.
odd mix, let me tell you. I don't I'm gonna echo the words of Peter Griffin. Did not care for The Godfather.
Nice.
I just do not care for Shawn Levy. I don't care
Okay,
for him.
okay.
I do care
So
very gratefully for Ryan Gosling. I
right.
think he's a phenomenal actor. I hope he's voicing Grogu. You know what, Tyler? You're so right. I and I want him to not put on a voice. I want him to just do Ryan Gosling, just his own voice, and
Y
just do Drive, but Star Wars.
I gotta commend your accent, Eli. You almost went Lois. You almost switched tracks from Peter to Lois there.
Oh, you
That
don't
was pretty good.
know. You don't know.
Ah,
I do have a
Peter.
low. Peter, the horse
Yeah,
is
yeah.
here.
Yes.
Oh
Love
my
it.
god, Peter. Yeah, I do. I have a very small
That's fantastic.
armoire of impressions. Oh Lord, been put on blast. I do voice acting on occasion, apparently. And I get a kick out of it and I get a
Hell
laugh. And
yeah.
my
Fantastic.
bestseller, the most successful one, it's literally that Lois Griffin and that Peter Griffin one.
Hey,
That's the
Tyler be
easiest
coming
one
with
for
the
me to
hits,
do.
man.
I'm just Kenobi.
Tyler
No! That's terrible! Oh, that's so good though. Yeah, but coming back to this, again, we've talked about this. I think we spoke on this last week. Star Wars needs to do something to shake things up, and this is one way to do it, I suppose. Yeah, I just really can't speak on it. I think we've already spoken how much the Star Wars Disney Plus has suffered. I think Star Wars theatrical and with that last release has suffered. They're gonna have to, and I think Kevin said it. Lucasfilms will bounce back theatrical and on Disney Plus. I think they just have to stick back to theater like theatrical releases. I think Disney Plus needs to cool down permanently at this point and just stick to what the same formula that the MCU is trying to return to is trying to go, lower their output and try to focus on quality over quantity. And at the end of the day, isn't that what filmmaking is?
right.
You just want to make a good movie.
You know what's
Obviously, this is
funny
business
is
for them, but clearly there's a correlation.
because like I love that you mentioned the Mad Libs thing about how random this pairing is, but you know what it feels like now that I'm kind of like sitting on it. It feels
Mhm.
like the Star Wars executives were like, "Hey, who's the guy that did Deadpool and Wolverine? Let's get that guy. I like that
100%.
guy." Like,
100%. I like that guy. He made a billion. We need that.
right. Like it does feel like a corporate decision, not like a creative decision.
No, no,
So,
yeah, it's 100% feels like a numbers game.
right,
And because again, Shawn Levy can make something fun and interesting and sometimes be a box office hit. But I don't know, like I think his filmography is too inconsistent for
right.
this kind of a bet, this size of a bet. This
Did
is
you
gonna be
care for Free Guy, or were you like whatever about it?
mm-mm,
You're
did not care.
you're like that's
Mm.
not for me.
That's not for me, guys. That's not. I'm so sorry. Call me bougie. That's not for me.
I
But
will say this.
yeah.
I think it had some interesting things to say, but he didn't really take the time to say it. He was just having fun with the concept. So
Yeah, and I think that's not this if time has shown us anything is that the Star Wars audience is not very receptive to having fun with the concept of Star Wars.
that's true. That's true. It's
So,
yeah.
you know what? God be with you, dude. Good luck, Sean.
And I think Kevin's kind of echoing our statements, but he's saying it really well. He's saying Disney's gonna play it safe, and they don't want to
Yeah.
offend their audience. They just want to
They're
make
just
money.
gonna have an all-white cast once again and and just play it safe, and then people are gonna be like, "Oh my god, Star Wars is good again." And it's the same shit.
Honestly, that's gonna drive me up the wall if that happens. Like if this
We're gonna be
Ryan Gosling movie
Spider-Man.
comes out, it's like, oh, Star Wars is back, and it's just like cookie cutter, typical.
Star Wars is so back, and it's just
Yeah,
Ryan Gosling being a Jedi on a hero's
right.
journey.
Or I could see him being like a Han Solo type, and it's just a different character, but it's like Han Solo or something. Like I don't
Shit.
know.
I don't know,
Like,
man. I don't know.
yeah,
We'll
like,
see.
I
We'll
don't know.
see how it goes. I'm not saying it's gonna be bad inherently,
Right,
but it just again, like you said, it doesn't feel like a creatively intentioned decision.
right.
Moving on.
Hey, unfortunate, but this one got my gears going. A24 released a first full official trailer for Opus, starring Ayo Edebiri. Did I say that right? Ayo? Ayo
Ayo.
Edebiri?
Ayo Edebiri.
And John Malkovich, who I have always liked as an actor. He's again like kind of like in the same vein as Benicio. He's a weird dude.
I
Malkovich,
love John Malkovich so much. He's
Malkovich,
such a freak. He's
he
such a
has
freak.
he's played all kinds of different characters, but he's always entertaining. And I like the vibe of this trailer. This trailer was giving like all kinds of different things. I can't even put my finger on it right now, but there's like a mystery going on.
That's
There's
why
like
you
this
know it's
surreal
good.
energy. It kind of reminds me a little bit of The Menu. A little
Yeah,
bit of like
it's
a little bit
giving
of like
Knives Out, it's giving The Menu, it's giving Glass Onion, it's giving kind of, these out of the box, murder mysteries, if
but
you wanna
also
put it like that.
like a little bit of Midsommar because it's like culty.
Yes,
So it's
yes,
like kind of like
100%, very
unnerving, you know?
A24. I
Yeah.
like it.
But
Hug, it looks good. I
I'm
love
so
a
here
mix
for
like
it.
this,
And you
and
also
I
love to see
adore
Ayo
Ayo.
get a big starring role here as well. So,
I love her. I think she's just a phenomenal actress. I think she owns every scene that she's in, as small
by
or
the
as big
way,
as the role is.
doesn't her hair look great in this photo?
Fucking fantastic.
She's
I
so beautiful.
love her. She looks so gorgeous. She to me, Ayo Edebiri is like an old, like, welcome back old Hollywood starlets. Like, woman is so funny, so charismatic, so gorgeous, and a chameleon. Like, you change your hair and she changes completely, but she can still be, you know, so fierce in her line delivery, no matter how insane the script may be, considering even theater camp being one of them. And she had such a like small role in that, but wow, her impact, was palpable.
Yeah.
But man, I love this. I'm really hooked on this. I really love her. I love John Malkovich, and I think this is really her moment to shine as a leading starlet. This
Hell yeah.
is a leading girl right here.
And you kind of like hit the nail on the head. I think she just has like this magnetic personality. Like it's effortless. Like she just is
Exactly.
charming. Like when she popped up on The Bear, I liked her immediately. And then she said like two
Exactly.
lines. Like,
Mhm.
but she just has
She's
like this
so
charm.
exactly. She has kind of this old Hollywood charm, and not even necessarily when I say like old Hollywood, like the 40s, even just this old 90s Hollywood charm to her as well. With her voice, with her aesthetic, like she doesn't feel like she has an iPhone face. She doesn't feel like an influencer. She's not all,
Well said. Especially
she's
for her
not
age
she's
group.
not oh exactly. She
Like her
doesn't have the
generation.
same
She yeah.
cookie cutter lips, the same cookie cutter, cheek fillers. Like, she has a real human being's facial features. And that's what you want when you're an actor. You want somebody that can captivate you visually on camera. You don't want, I'm so sorry, another Kim Kardashian. You don't want another Julia Fox. Like, you don't want that. That's just not appealing. That's just something
Uncut jabs.
jams. And no hate to Julia. Like, I think she's crazy. That she's funny, but this is let's be so serious here. Like, these are not people of the craft.
Right.
Let's just say that. So, really, really happy with this. Really excited.
Hell
And
yeah.
I like the name.
Hell
The name is good. The
yeah.
name is
Right.
really good.
And honestly, the trailer, I think it was like just the right amount of like get you intrigued, but they didn't show too much. And
Love it.
the what do you call it? The like the vibe I was getting.
Mhm.
I like it.
Yeah.
A little bit like that.
I like that it also felt not mainstream, but it felt accessible.
Yes.
You can have
Like it's
anybody see
quirky,
it.
kind of like mysterious, but there's some fun to be had here for sure.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. It's gonna be fun.
All right, y'all. And to round us up, Robert Eggers is set to direct Werewolf, a
What was I
14th
saying? What was
a
I saying
14th
last week?
a 14th century werewolf film slated for a December 2026 release date. So Focus Features saw Nosferatu and was like, Mr. Eggers, can you do it again? And like, especially on the heels of Lee Winnell's Wolfman, I feel like Robert Eggers was like, "Hold my beer."
It's like, you guys are in a crisis. I'm on my way.
But I mean, as someone that thoroughly enjoyed Nosferatu, I mean, how do you feel about this news? Is like, do you feel like it's like, are they starting like putting their dukes up with Universal? Like, okay, you want a monster movie? Like, it's
They
such an
don't even
interesting.
have to do it. They're already above. They're not even putting their dukes up. They're just going, hey there, guys, just looking down at them
Right,
from how above they are.
right. And you know what's interesting
Wow.
is, if you saw the Pulse earlier,
Hmm.
Wolfman wasn't in the top 5.
No, sir. No, sir.
So
What's that Mufasa song? Bye bye.
right. But yeah, I'm
Absolutely.
here for it. Gothic, I mean, Eggers is Mr. Gothic right now, and apparently, like, he's gonna be trying to lean into that period piece of it. I mean, obviously, Nosferatu did that in spades, but I think I'm really curious the direction he takes the creature because, I actually was talking with some people at work, and there were some people that did not like the mustache. There's some people that didn't like the Nosferatu we got, and they wanted more of the rat, no, Ratferatu that the other ones were.
I mean, I
Um,
get it, but it's also an aesthetic choice, and I liked the choice behind it. But again, people
yeah,
aren't really watching interviews or usually
right,
about these things. But the choice to have the mustache was okay. What would a Transylvanian man from that era have looked like? It was
exactly,
truly as simple as that. It's like, what would
right.
they usually had this kind of hairstyle, or they had a mustache, and I don't know, the mustache was different. It was interesting and it
I
looked
had a
cool.
colleague say it was giving Rasputin.
So,
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like,
and yes,
that's
and
kind of that's kind of what he's supposed to be. He's a count.
uh-huh. I
Like,
don't know, guys. I think we're missing the plot here. This wasn't
absolutely.
Ratatouille.
Tyler said, "Imagine the werewolf also has a big mustache,
I want him to have like the longest, like little handlebar.
like on top of his fur. He has
Yeah,
an
yeah, yeah,
extra
yeah, yeah, yeah,
mustache."
yeah, yeah. It's just like this whole like the Pringles logo.
Oh
No,
my,
like Hercule Poirot from
that
from the Death of the Nile.
oh my god, you had me at the freaking at the Pringles.
The Pringles logo. Yeah, I got you. Just
Oh
make
my
it
goodness,
campier.
but
I hope he has a full-on beard.
I think the only downside here is we have to wait a whole nother year to get this movie, or actually no, 2 years
2
almost,
years. But
almost
let
two
him cook.
years. Yeah, let's let him cook, and he's on board. And by the way, I didn't make a slide for this, but apparently he's also directing a follow up to Labyrinth. Did you hear about that?
Really?
Yeah, and he said
Wait, I
he
feel like I did hear about that. Wait,
yeah, so
okay.
he said he didn't want to do a remake, but he instead
Mhm.
it's like a direct follow up to the David Bowie film.
That
So that's
feels more respectful, I think, and it makes more sense because make it a remake to that, I don't know. I don't think it's necessary.
right.
Um, yeah, I think, and I was saying this the other day, as much as I enjoyed Nosferatu, I think Robert Eggers is at his best form when he's trying to do something original because he's such a
Yeah,
purist kind of a guy that I feel like Nosferatu, he limited it to that original adaptation. You feel me? Like
yeah.
he expanded on some things, but he just kind of kept it at its core, which is not a bad choice to have, like,
Like
for
it like
sure.
you're saying like it boxed him in. Like it
It
didn't let
boxed him
him.
in. I think
Yeah.
it really boxed him in. Is the box incredible and beautiful and well crafted? Absolutely. Very intricate. But we kind of stay there. We don't
Yeah.
really kind of see beyond that. And I think that's my only gripe with Nosferatu and why it's not necessarily as good as I was hoping it to be. But then again, my expectations were also like way, 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 way up here because I love the Northmen.
Right.
But this is giving more the witch. This is giving more the Northman. This is more like, oh, we're back at him in a playground. I want to
Right.
see Robert Eggers in this wonderful cinematic sandbox and just creating these worlds that we just haven't really imagined quite yet. So I'm excited. This feels
See,
fun.
so I'm glad that you mentioned that because now I feel like you're right. I feel like this is gonna be his own werewolf. He's not emulating anything. This is his
Exactly.
werewolf and his
And
take
it's a
on it.
werewolf, I
Yeah,
guess.
exactly. Like he even changed. Yeah, he even
Like,
changed the
just
spelling.
immediately, I'm like, "Oh, yeah, we're cooking now, guys."
My mind immediately went to like that weird Willem Dafoe scene where he's doing like the ritual in the Northman, and
Yeah.
they're
So
barking
good.
and shit. Like,
Yes. Yes. I love it. Oh my god. My brother I saw my brother today, and he got in the car and he quoted Willem Dafoe in the Nosferatu, and he did the voice and everything, and I nearly leapt out the damn car. Good
nice.
lord. He's like, "On the third night." Yeah, oh my god.
We got Leo
Just
cracking up over
barking.
here,
They
bro.
were. Woof
Hey,
woof.
what's his name? Alexander. He was
Yeah, Alexander Barkscar?
yeah, Barksguard. He was roaring at the fire and shit.
Yeah, but you know what? Very primal. Very, it makes
Exactly. No,
sense for the
that's
scene.
that's what it was.
Good.
It was like an animalistic warrior thing, like
Ekelekwa. Very good. Again, this feels more up his alley. This is
oh
Robert
yeah.
Eggers more in his zone for me, for my personal taste.
It sucks we have to wait 2 years, but I am so excited for it.
I mean, it still comes out before the Batman. You're fond
Oh my
of me,
god, Tevin.
werewolf? I
Hark!
love it.
Hark!
Oh man, I started it again the other
He's got
night and I
so
fell
many like
asleep. I gotta
quotables, and it's especially just Willem Dafoe. Just he's like meant to
That's
be in
his
those
muse.
movies. Like,
Willem
exactly.
Dafoe is like his muse. It has to be. And I love it. I love him for it.
All right, but that about wraps up the roundup, guys. Eli, let us know where the people can find you.
You can find me at Captain Melendez over on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. Stay tuned for more reactions to movies, to news from the PRCA. Be sure to follow at PR Critics over on Twitter and Instagram. We are cooking up some new things this year, so I'm really excited for it. We just had our Puerto Rico Critics Association Awards that got a lot of love, so I'm super happy and thankful for that. And catch me here every Sunday with the gang, talking the box office polls, talking the movies, talking the shows. You know how it is. Be sure to tune in.
Absolutely. Give her a follow. You can catch me on Twitter or Letterboxd at Marcellus Durden, proud critic, editor, and reporter for the Cinema Spot. We just released a review for Castlevania Season 2. We also have a review for One of Them Days. It was a positive one. I can't wait to see it myself. I didn't see it last week, but I think I might catch it tonight. And of course, my review for Sing Sing is up. Please check it out. My favorite movie of the year, and I think it's still in some theaters. Very limited release, but
I
check
think
it
they're
out if you
gonna
haven't seen it.
re-release. I think we're gonna get it here in PR at least.
Yes, no, and I hope so, because we need more eyeballs on it. And whether or not Coleman or the film wins anything, more people need to see this movie. It's such a wonderful picture. So yeah, check us out on all socials at the Cinema Spot and the cinemaspot.com. Of course, Leo isn't here, but please check out all this wonderful content on here. He does great reactions and all kinds of like news blurbs, little shorts and stuff. Please like and subscribe down below. And for everybody in the chat tonight, thank you. On behalf of Eli, Leo, and myself, we've had a wonderful time. But until then, we'll catch you next time on another round of the Geekly Goods Roundup.
Bye.